Hey guys, welcome back to the Daily Crypto Market Update. Just so you know, I think I'm starting to lose my voice. I had to film a ton of stuff yesterday, feeling a little bit icky here. So today, we're doing a shorter video with less words in a very wide voice. You ready for this? Here we go. Turn the lights down low, ladies and gentlemen. The Grayscale Solana Trust ETF has been approved for listing. Wow. Solana surges as the first US Solana ETF launches on the New York Stock Exchange. Really? The last time I checked, Solana didn't really surge. It puked. Nope, not so much. I'm going to try to speak in a higher voice. This is actually a tip for you that I learned from a previous choir teacher, actually, that if you're losing your voice, you shouldn't be speaking down here because your vocal cords are actually so loose, you're doing more damage as they hit. So if you force yourself to speak in a higher voice, it'll preserve your voice. But for dramatic effect today, depending on how I'm feeling looking at charts, I'll give you the bad news, like a Hollywood trailer. So Bitcoin has a TBT bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. Not a great start. I think people are getting a little bit skittish about tomorrow's Fed meeting, where Powell will most likely deliver good news that they're going to cut rates again by 25 basis points or 0.25%. But the real news is, are they going to pivot from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing? It's still debatable. But the pullback yesterday was unfortunate. It's down about 2%. I have to go over here to the daily time frame to see what it is, closing down 1%. So we have some wicks up here that are struggling to push above the 618 Fibonacci level. Not surprised, but it's too bad to say the least. Ethereum fell back more, which is par for the course. It's starting green on the day, but again, it's really more about how is it going to react to this overhead resistance level on the daily time frame. We can see it much more clearly here. It's been in play ever since we started the downtrend. It was confirmed here on the 13th of September. Now, do we? Let me just check. No, we still have a CME gap, unfortunately. It's 112,355. Yesterday's low, 112,410. It's really close. Hopefully we just wick down there and we close it. And for all of you naysayers, a wick is all it takes. Literally just a wick below, or rather a wick to this price level, closes it. It doesn't have to be a candle close at all. Ethereum, closed. Solana, closed. So that's good news. Stablecoin dominance because BTC had a pullback. Now we're seeing a TBT bullish divergence. This isn't good. This is actually a bad sign, which means that we might see more pain. But again, there's a lot of uncertainty with tomorrow's Fed meeting coming up. Now, I'm personally on the bullish side. I think that things are going to stay fine and going to do just okay. Going to be just peachy. But before I get into other things, make sure you click on the links down below, the pinned comments, all that stuff in the description to check out our courses at The Better Traders, as well as at masteringassets.com. If you need some tips, tricks, advice on how to get started with automated trading, check out 15 Minutes of Financial Freedom. And also check out the Better Traders Club so you get access to the TBO. Plus, there are links to sign up for Femex and BYD Fi. I told you, my voice hurts. I'm going to make this quick. So we still have valid TBO breakouts here for Zcash, for JUP, and for Virtual. Now, we haven't seen a big explosive push up yet, but we still have a valid TBO breakout cluster on the 4-hour for Zcash. For JUP, we have this open TBO Close short from Saturday. We're waiting for the price to come down and tag the fast line. That's our entry. But to be honest, we still have this TBO breakout up here. It might be a top signal. We'll see. But I am expecting a pullback. Virtual is looking great. We have now 3 confirmed TBO breakouts, not in a really pretty cluster at all. And we do have a confirmed open long above the 0.5 fib level. That's good. Trump has not closed its TBO Close short. Neither has Helium, but both of these continue to push up higher, which is amazing. Hype. This one continues to drift slowly higher. The one thing I'm paying attention to on the 4-hour time frame is RSI is losing strength. It doesn't mean that the price is going to come down, but it is going to be approaching fairly long-term overhead resistance here. Tau is almost there. Actually, did it? Yeah, it did. Check it out. Bada bing, bang, boom. We got our 20% move right there. Super slow TBO springboard bounce, by the way. But back over here on Thursday last week, this was our entry opportunity. And we actually got another one over here on Saturday. There it is, done. Pi has been popping ever since Monday's pump, which is crazy because this is a chart that's been strong bearish for a long time. But just keep in mind that the chart is still strong bearish, very much on the daily, on the weekly, it's strong bearish. Aerodrome, this one's moving up to the top of the cloud. It's a good sign. It is looking bullish. BDX printed a TBT bullish divergence. This is the first one it's printed since back over here in early July. So I love seeing the bullish reversal signs. I still think that we're going to see crypto rip to the upside, not dip to the downside. Now, some not so good news. Of course, there are going to be lots of these TBT bearish divergences printing. Now, the thing you have to keep in mind with this is that we need to pay attention to the slow line on the time frame. So the slow line, the slowest moving average, if it's pointing down and we have a TBT bearish divergence, we need to take it more seriously. But if our slow line is pointed up and we have one of these, we don't have to panic as much. That's the long and short of it. But Tron has printed a second TBO breakdown on the 4-hour. The last one that we saw back over here happened on the big dump. And of course, it's fallen more and more. Tron looking weak is actually a secret signal that things should be bullish for the rest of crypto. When things are bearish for crypto, usually Tron recovers. But when things are bullish for crypto, Tron usually dumps, just so you know. Litecoin, this one had a really, really strange move yesterday. It shot up 7% and then it closed red and unfortunately printed a TBT bearish divergence. Same thing with Monero, and now it's in process of printing a closed long. H still has a valid TBT bearish divergence cluster. Kaspa, this one has a TBT bearish divergence on the 4-hour. Most likely, if this holds true, which again, the slow line is pointing down, then we should expect the price to fall back down here to previously bounced support, which actually is a good sign. So if the price is going to fall another 11, 12%, then we know that this level was good before. It's short term, but it held. So we could expect another bounce off of this range, about 5 cents. Pump, TBT bearish divergence. Kawhi has a very scary, living up to the name, Kawhi. TBO breakdowns, 2 of them. Now this could be a bottoming signal since the price is already massively dumped up until here. But on faster time frames, this chart is a gift, just so you guys know. Like, it is insane at how volatile this thing is. 5-minute time frame up 1%, down 3%. Like, it's crazy. If you are a trader, Kawhi is a great chart for trading. Dash has a TBO close long on the 4-hour and on the daily, TBT bearish divergence. But again, if the slow line's pointing up, that's actually a sign that, yes, pay attention, but it's not terrible, not disastrous. Zen, this one has a slightly ascending slow line with a TBT bearish divergence. It's not so great. I'm going to say that much. But we did have our a TBO springboard bounce. It's crazy, right? Now for some bearish news, again, Borg, this is the 4th TBO close long. This is a massive warning sign. Now, when we get lots of these, it doesn't matter what direction this line is heading in. This is just bearish. It's a really bad sign. Now, Solana has the good news. Oh yeah, your ETF's gonna pump my bags, baby. Well, let's be real. Did the Bitcoin spot ETF launch actually pump Bitcoin? No. Did the Ethereum spot ETF launch Ethereum's price? No. It was all the hype and anticipation of it, and then it dumped. Now, Solana really needs to hold above the 618, and we still need to see even push above this level up here. So it still has a lot of headway in front of it. Hedera hash graph pierced long-term overhead resistance. You can see it's established here. Pierce, test, and a pierce. That's a great sign. So eventually it's going to get smashed. We're going to go up a lot higher. XPL Plasma, I'm still watching and waiting for this to break out. Now we've actually seen on the 4-hour, it has moved above overhead resistance right here, but it's not really showing any excitement yet. Volume isn't growing either. TST just so you know, on the 4-hour time frame, weird little burst of volume right here. Very irregular to see the 4-hour moving average at about 220,000. And then all of a sudden, 1.2 million, then 1.6 million. That's a weird burst of volume to happen out of nowhere. It's not a lot, but pay attention to little things like that. It'll really reward you. Now, on to some requests. If you have coins you want me to review, drop a comment down below, baby, but don't wait. For some reason, I can't think straight when I'm doing the Barry White voice. I don't know about you. Oh, so amazing. Why did I use a falsetto voice there? I need to stop talking. Let me know what you want me to look at. If you guys are not subscribed yet to this channel, I don't blame you based off of today's video. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's actually a pretty good one. Oh yeah. I'll do this last one. The request's like a Hollywood trailer. Here we go. Just a quick drink of water. Coming this fall, Anon pumps 217% in a day, and people wonder, is this a real sustainable rally? When all I can look at is the disaster and destruction left in its wake of a bearish meme coin doing absolutely nothing. Bearish. Coming this fall. Bio. Sounds scientific. Cup and handle. I see nothing but blood and no cup and handle. Nexo. More like not so. Sui. It's running down the stream of time like water. Now I'm turning into a southern gospel singer voice who is a mega bass. Cardano, more like Cardano, no. AVAX, the last thing you'll see before you die. FF, the ticker says it all for FF. Vi, this one actually has a little bit of promise, except when you zoom out and see how cursed VIOT is. Why am I now an evil villain? CFX, more like see you dead. But there's nothing to be excited about on this chart coming this winter. Ondo, more like no. We do have a TBD bullish divergence, but is that enough to turn the tides? Stay tuned to find out more this fall on Fox. Actually, it's pretty close. On Fox. I don't watch American TV, but I'm pretty sure that's what the guy sounds like. Linnea, the horror film you knew you didn't want to see, but you bought it anyway, and it continues to horrify you day in and day out. Rated X for extremely disappointing. Want more? Go to thebettertraders.com. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green.